tutto da solo, scommetto.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but...
Fall Knights.
Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have 2 goals. First, we need to get to LENEGIS and make the Renans finally leave Dahna alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right. And let's go.
Procediamo.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
Ah, lì adesso ci daranno gli
just look
Zugol.
at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach LENEGIS?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left LENEGIS? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with LENEGIS. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it.
Ma quindi è sempre un pianeta, io pensavo una navicella
The past is what it
è
is.
una cosa
There's no changing that.
artificiale.
But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to LENEGIS soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on LENEGIS like back then? You know, before you came to Dahna.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Xion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dahna in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped LENEGIS, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about LENEGIS.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, LENEGIS was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dahna. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dahna even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Dahnan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on LENEGIS?
I would wager so. LENEGIS is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dahna, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Che succede?
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
A posto. Finalmente ci si atterra. Vediamo, sono proprio curioso. È un pianeta artificiale qui. Lavora giù. Ci saranno mosse da combattere. Forse guardie più che altro.
LENEGIS' infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as LENEGIS would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Ma non sappiamo dov'è.
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side.
In fiamme.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When LENEGIS changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dahna?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dahna participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dahna, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of LENEGIS are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dahna.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Dahnans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on LENEGIS has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dahna.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First, LENEGIS mutates beyond recognition. Now, this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dahna during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dahna during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dahna competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That LENEGIS is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over LENEGIS?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and LENEGIS.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dahna? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling LENEGIS alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of LENEGIS has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on LENEGIS has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on LENEGIS single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over LENEGIS from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and LENEGIS. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on LENEGIS. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Dahnan. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dahna, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it!
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, their sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dahna.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Dahnans, they were just enemies we needed to open.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city?
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on LENEGIS. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dahna, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Allora, dovevamo parlare con questo. Vuoi sapere qualche loro sostengo per qualcuno? Sostengo Sua Eccellenza Elworsley Teldilis, meglio conosciuto come Lord Balser. Ah. Ok, quindi uno per Balser. Va bene.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's
Aspetta,
perspective.
vediamo questo.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Questa? Lord Dohalim, siete dannato. Sostengo personalmente vostra signoria. Ah. Bene. Va bene, lei va per noi.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of LENEGIS then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain.
What?
Almeidre. Infatti sostiene che non dovremmo restare isolati su LENEGIS. Per questo ok, ne dubito.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until
Ma c'è
the very
qualcosa,
end.
non c'è
Why
niente.
couldn't he extend that to us Dahnans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Zona residenziale qua. Arrabbiata questa.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as
Ah, carne di
morally
pecora.
right too.
That doesn't make it true.
Ridiculous.
Okay. Ah!
It seems like the people on LENEGIS don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to
Non dubitare delle
everything at face
apparenze.
value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Dahnan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Missione completata.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfrikt whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on LENEGIS?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting LENEGIS from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Corps existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
Shh. But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dahna already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord,
Cambiano per un altro, non ho capito.
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
Ah, yeah.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever
Ogni
brings
tua
you peace.
richiesta. È la mia parola.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Ho capito, 20 volte l'hai detto. Oh. Che ci fa la Damasca là? Non l'hanno vista, porca paletta. Cavolo.
Dohalim.
Lo deve
I
spiegare.
apologize that you had to witness that.
Sì. Gli deve dare delle spiegazioni.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence
vuol dire
in
questo?
Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Ma che dice?
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Tofu! Uno di due, attenzione. È un incendio. Un mondo strano, tutto metallico.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Ma insomma,
It must be some sort of
mi sa un po' di
leisure area
alberelli.
for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dahna, my friends and I, We used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Chi ci spia? Chi ci stava spiando?
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
Guardi dalla fontana, ma non c'è nessuno.
You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say
Non c'è nessuno.
I see a medic and supply officer over there.
Damn it. LENEGIS soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Ad allerta. Ah no.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Hold! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Lost or not. If they want to fight, they've got one.
Freeze launcher!
Take that! You're finished!
Demon rat.
Take this! No escape! Rising
We'll soon see about that. Here! Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade.
A whirling struggle. There! One more! For here!
You picked the wrong fight!
First aid! Now!
Severing
the
carve through wall!
Now!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara! Into everlasting dark.
More with that stick!
Take this!
Strike! Dragon Form!
Reload! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to action!
Fatti fuori I primi.
those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
Infatti, ci abbiamo anche scambiato una parola.
Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, LENEGIS hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on LENEGIS before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Let's see what you've got.
Take it!
The flames reborn! Here! Burning
I'll face you.
Dragon Form!
Your reflexes will not serve you well.
Burn!
Arch shield! Lightning!
You're mine!
Confiscated!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll pick it up.
Sky is mine! I never miss!
No escape!
Shattering to pieces!
No escape!
Armor won't save you!
You're mine!
Ripping you apart!
Bloody hell! Lunagongo!
Negative
You're mine! Dragon Form!
Elusive deity!
Wind!
Eagle ray!
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Now! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to action.
Can't get out of bed!
Hurricane Thrust!
Do it! Astral energy!
Astro Energy.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Porca paletta, una mantitudine. Vai.
Let's dispose of the trash.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Here I come! Cool! I owe you one! Ready and ready! Lunar Rondo! Sorry, last spear! Elusive deity! Smash you! It's over! In a bind? No escape!
Lunar
It's over!
Eat dirt!
Can you take it?
I never miss! Arcade waterfall!
You're mine! Dragon Form! Try this!
Here's a healing
Explosive ring!
Burst the demon blast!
Tornado!
Here!
Dance on the wind! Eternal devastation! Burn!
Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Lunar corruption!
You're mine!
Magic is
Rising Phoenix!
Take
this! Crush!
Seven-Eye Aqua!
Now you see what I can do! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Guys, I'll leave it to you!
Another incantation ruined.
I'm not done!
Damn it!
Here I come!
Behold!
Bravo!
Tectonic vision!
Burn it!
My astral confiscated!
Take this!
Severing
Wind!
Can't get out of this!
You're mine! I'm not
Lunar
done!
blast! I'm ready to level! Magic is in!
Rising Phoenix!
Where are you going?
On your knees!
You're mine!
Take this! Let me help!
I'll smash you! No! Can't live here!
Being
Don't give up!
interrupted!
Air Freeze Lancer!
Resuscitation!
Here! Radiant here! I'll bring
You're
you
mine!
from death to this!
You're finished!
Nothing gets by me.
Far up!
Take this!
Resuscitation!
Here I come!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
You're finished!
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Rising Falcon!
Freeze Lancer!
No escape!
Pile driver!
You're finished! Rising Wyvern!
Breath of life! Heal my wearied companion!
Strike!
Lightning Orb! More with this isn't ideal.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Now you see what I can do, my wearied companion!
Not today!
Here goes! Glacial spear!
No
Here's
further.
evil! Freeze Lancer!
You're
Dance
finished!
in the wind! Freeze Lancer!
I'll face you!
Not in your dreams!
Flash! I'm ready!
Chisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Ah, post!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Lupi e soldati.
Coming through!
Bring it down! That'll bring you down!
Raging Cascade!
I'm going in! I see one, eh? You're finished!
Freeze Lancer!
Astral energy!
Dance on the wind! Easy and caring to me.
Yeah!
And bubble! Illuminate! Blaster blast!
Fire support!
Freeze Lancer! Illuminate!
Feel my weary
Come on! Ignite! You're mine! I'm not done! Try this! Explosive ring!
No further!
Take this!
It's too strong!
Be like it! Escape!
Leave the charges to me!
Far enough!
More with that hit!
It's on!
This one's mine!
Take this!
Thunder Field!
Dragon Swarm!
Raging Cascade! Aqua!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! There! Rising Falcon!
Here's Thunder Field!
I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar!
Ha più colpi questi.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Troppo forte Astro
You
Energy.
really make weapons with this?
Un tortino. Aia.
Go no further!
You got it! Damn it!
Can't get out of this!
Here goes! By the power of water! Celestial
I won't show you any mercy!
Breath of light. I'm ready!
You're my...
Lunar corruption! By the power of water!
Flame inside me!
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Here I come!
Nothing gets by me! Far enough! Prepare to be sealed!
It's over!
Storm! More where
Here I
that came
come!
from!
Eat dirt! Rising Wyvern! Here I come!
I'm ready!
Double me! In an instant! Impact block!
I need to be stronger.
Allora, quindi là siamo venuti e dobbiamo scendere di qua. Qua c'è una cassettina.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Altra mantide.
Right, here goes!
Begin! I never miss!
Take this!
Here's a healing art! In here!
Time to cross blades! Rising Wyvern!
Hear my call! Take this! More where that came from! Here's the evil!
Through armor!
Razor cyclone!
No further!
Freeze laser! Ice prison! Razor cyclone!
Come now!
Resonate with the
Lunar corruption!
Ignite!
Not in your dream! Annihilation! Lightning!
Dragon form!
Heal my wearied companion! Denied!
Severing wing! Take this! Strike! Soaring light spear!
Air thrust!
You're mine! Eternal
Heal my
devastation!
wearied companion!
Take this!
Lunar corruption!
I owe you one!
Anything you want!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! I'll smash you! Prepare to be
Lightning
seized!
condemned!
In a bind?
Lightning to the wheel fall!
You're mine!
Charge like that easily defeated.
Just as well, I'm here to stop. If it's in the sky, it's
You picked the wrong fight! Severing wing!
Here's evil!
Stunner!
Air thrust!
Tear! Searing gale!
Dance on the wind!
Here's a healing art! This one's mine!
It's over!
Here, let me have them! First
I
aid!
owe you one!
Steel
Here I
force!
come!
Dance in the wind!
Here this! Wind!
Ma come fa a prenderli di lato?
In a bind?
It's too much!
I can carve through armor!
Here I come! This one's all mine! Burn! Here I come! Dragon form! You're finished!
Rending you
Here I come!
Bloody
Another
incantation ruined! Light.
Heal!
I owe you.
Strike!
Searing flame!
Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not...
Hear me!
Strike!
Lightning energy! Lightning condemned! Thunder
No
blade!
further!
It's over!
Lunar corruption!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix cyclone!
Fatta anche
Was a
questa.
close thing.
Allora, adesso prima a destra.
Leave the
charges to me! Denied!
I'm not done! What? Here I come! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
These ones can run rings around us! Annihilation!
You picked the wrong fight!
Blade!
You're mine!
By the power of water!
Take this!
Here, raging storm! First aid! Celestial murder!
Ah!
Razor
Here I
cyclone!
come! Crush!
Mega ray!
Wind!
By the power
Ah, please.
Flaming pillar! Fire! My turn! I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Get no further! No escape! Rising River! I'm not done! It's over!
That'll bring you down!
You're mine! I'm not done! Rending you apart!
I'm practically unstoppable.
Fulgorio, ciottolo porta fortuna. E più niente.
No choice!
Really don't give up, do
I'm not done! Fire support!
Can you take it?
No, you can't!
In a bind?
I'm not done!
More grenades! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning!
Hurricane Stay away from my friend! Hold nothing back! I'm not...
I can't heal you forever! Still got your fight left in you!
Nothing gets by me!
You're finished! The flame inside me! Yours! Then let's race! I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Then it's light.
Burn in hell!
A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Never burn it!
Now! In an instant! Impact block!
Ok.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Hi, Hoodle!
Can't get out of this!
Burning strike! Glacial Here's evil!
I'm not done!
You think that shield will save you?
My lord!
Here goes evil! More with that
Demon Law! No escape!
Raging storm!
You're mine! Seismic Russia! Severing wind! Fire support! Pick it!
Lightning! Here goes burning strike! Glacial spear! Here's evil!
I'm ready!
All yours, Kisara!
Glacial spear!
My turn!
Here's evil!
Burn!
Lightning storm!
No further!
You're mine!
Blaze Lancer! Illuminate the dark! Magic is there! Glacial spear! Here's
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Dance in the wind!
Not a chance! Crush!
Nothing gets by me!
Here I come!
Denied!
Rising River! Rising Storm! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! No escape! Not today!
Illuminate the dark!
Dragon Swarm!
In a bind?
I'm ready! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Allora, qui c'è una cassettina.
I can become even stronger.
21.600 euro. Non teletrasporto. E dobbiamo andare.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Che succede? Devi aprire? Potere del sovrano? Sì.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Attenzione!
What?
What the?
Energia astrale. Lo ricordi?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me,
quindi l'esperimento è che anche i daniani potevano fare il sovrano e tutto. Non ho capito.
Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that?
Non ha altra scelta.
Choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people. If we didn't see the humanity in each other.
Esseri umani però di due mondi
So I
diversi.
suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Fatto un accordo.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahna
certo,
astral
abbiamo visto.
energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dahna's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to LENEGIS. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden, that's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dahna from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Ah, c'è il restauro. Stavo per consumare una cosa. Chi sta? Chi sta? Dobbiamo combattere. Di prima.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait,
allo sguardo della dama. Allo sguardo della dama.
She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Un nucleo. Nucleo dell'oscurità. Sta evocando qualcosa. Chi è? Però.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes.
Arti tormentati.
I've never known Faria to control Zoogles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zoogles. Then we get some answers.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Win! You're mine!
Blind you into dust! In a bind?
Dragon Swarm! Severing Wind! Not today!
Nothing blind you into dust! Denied!
Here's my call! Dragon Swarm!
I'll blind you into dust!
Freeze Lancer! Not now! Not now! You're meant to be hard through armor!
Soaring blast! Everlasting dust!
Here I come! No!
No, va uscito. Allora, ma sta colpendo davanti.
Imbue this vanquished
A whirling struggle. You get the gem. That'll bring you down. Cyclone! Searing tempest. And that's not
Minchia. One shottato.
rending you a bloody howling! Resonate with the earth! Another incantation ruined! No dawn shall break this night! What in the world?
Dohalim!
I'm alright. I'm still standing.
You're finished!
From death to
Take this!
I'll be saving this one. Resuscitation!
Try harder!
A whirling struggle.
I'm not done!
Wings of heaven. First force.
Take this!
By the
Start
power
up!
of water. In here.
You're finished!
Searing wind. Revive. Here's a healing arm.
Take this!
First aid.
Can't get out of this! You're mine! Not today! Take this! Dragon Form! Rising Wyvern!
Here goes! Not on my watch! Let the marksman handle
Negative gate!
That'll bring you down! Take this! Raging Cascade!
Armor won't save you! You're
Friend! Far enough! Air threatening!
You're mine!
Here's the evil!
No further!
Metà.
Consider yourself finished! This one's all mine!
First aid!
You picked the wrong fight! Severing wind! Take this! I'm not done! Searing gale!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Here's a healing arm! Here, let me help!
Take this!
First aid!
I couldn't make it in time.
I don't even know the word defeat.
This battle is stacked heavy against us.
So we regroup and try again.
Save you! We must play intelligently.
I'll bring you back from death abyss.
Nothing gets by me!
Can't get out of this!
Lightning orb!
I won't give up!
No.
Here!
Some punishment?
Hard up!
My pride is my downfall.
Beyond! Imbue this vanquished soul with life!
Raging storm!
Benediction
Select
love.
here! I can't lose!
Heal!
I'm gone!
Strike! Severing wind!
Negative game! That's your dream!
You're mine! No escape!
Illuminate the top! Come forth! Holy...
Ah dai!
Not done yet!
Illuminate the top!
Resuscitation!
Come forth! Holy land! This one's mine!
Not like this!
It's in your hands now.
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glitter! Holy land!
Take this! No! Can't end here!
Here goes! Light!
My pride is my downfall.
Thunderblade! Illuminate magic is there!
Take this!
Tiger blade!
Severing wind! Take this! No further! Here I come!
Raging storm!
You're finished!
A scream.
Anything in armor is all mine! Come forth! The helix of fury!
Negative gate! You picked the wrong fight! It's over! Wind! Elusive deity! Stardust!
Here it goes!
Tornado drive! Wide open!
It won't escape me. Complacency is the root of carelessness.
Point taken. Stay sharp, everyone.
Now for something special!
I'll face you! Here I come! No further! Severing wind! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Winds of heaven!
Take this! Not today! You're mine!
Blood.
I'm not done! You're mine!
Anything in armor is all mine!
I'll smash you!
Plenty left!
Take this!
That looks bad.
Wits about you, people.
In here!
Can you take it?
You're mine!
The stockpile!
Strike!
Rotating
Burning!
This is looking good! Here I come!
Hurricane Photon! Holy land!
Not like this.
Stay away from my friend!
Take this!
This one's mine!
Take this!
Where are you going?
From beyond,
Lightning
imbue
orb!
this vanquished soul with
Illuminate
light.
the
Flame
dark!
inside me
Come
yearns
forth!
to be
Holy
let
glitter!
free!
Now!
Vai!
It ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
ma però se non usi gli elementi non ce la fai a resistere. Porca miseria.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohali!
Forgive me.
Che pugno. Bellissimo. L'ha fatta svenire. Un pugnazzo in pancia.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
Yeah.
You?
Quello con gli occhiali che ci spiava.
What are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
Sembra un buon amico, sembra.
He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.